What if the reason you feel overwhelmed is not because you have too much to do, but because you care about too many things that don't really matter? Think about your day. How many things are running in your head right now? Things you need to fix, things you say, things you're worried about. Like your mind just doesn't stop. And the more you try to keep with everything, the heavier it starts to feel. And you start telling yourself, I just need to try harder, I need to be more organized, more focused, more in control. The real problem is that you're trying too hard. It's that you're trying to carry too much. Not everything deserves your attention. Not everything needs a reaction from you. And definitely not everything needs your energy. You don't have to reply to everything immediately. And, well, maybe you feel that pressure, like if you don't answer right away, something will go wrong. But most of the time, nothing really happens. You don't have to be available all the time. You don't have to explain yourself every time you say no. And even that might feel uncomfortable at first, but this is only because you're used to it. You're used to being present for everything. You're used to saying yes, to keeping everything together. But at some point, you realize that this is costing you. Every time you say yes to something you don't really want, you're giving away your time. And every time you overthink something you can't control, you're draining your energy. You can't control how people act. You can't control every outcome. You can't control timing. But you can control how much space those things take in your mind. And that changed everything. Because when you stop trying to control everything, you start feeling lighter. And not because your life is perfect. Not because you are not fighting everything anymore. Look at how much noise we are surrounded by every day. From notifications, scrolling, comparisons. It keeps your mind busy. Try stepping away from it for a while. Even just going outside for a walk, without music, without your phone. Just you and your thoughts. And I know it feels strange at first, like something is missing. But then something shifts. Your mind slows down. And you realize you don't actually need all that noise. And then there's this pressure to do everything perfectly. Like to get everything right, to not make mistakes. But that's what makes everything heavier. Because you spend more time fixing small details than actually moving forward. You don't need everything to be perfect. You just need it to be done. At some point, you have to decide what actually matters to you. Because if you don't, everything will feel important. And that's when everything becomes overwhelming. You can't give the same energy to everything. It doesn't work. You need to choose your time. You need to choose your peace. To choose the people that matter to you. And start protecting those things. And maybe, you don't need to change your whole life. Just notice one thing that's been on your mind. Something that keeps coming back. Something you keep overthinking. And ask yourself, do I really need to carry this? And if the answer is no, then try to let it go. Even just a little. Not perfectly. Just enough to feel a bit lighter. Because your life doesn't get lighter when you do more. Take care of your energy. You need it more than you think. Bye.